Looks like we got a total of 16 longs today. Just trying to keep up with everything that's going on today across all these accounts. Yeah, a lot of action, a lot of buys for sure, which we needed to get some more inventory so we can turn around and sell that inventory. Yeah, we only had 2 sells today because everybody was waiting on the mastermind that's running the Fed. What's his name? His name doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's up there. They all take their orders from somebody up there. And it looks like we sold BOKF and Yum. Looks like our total profit right now with a half hour to go in the market, 17.58. So slow day, but still positive. That's what we're looking for. Is, in small accounts. You know, you're not going to see, you know, major spikes. You know, you can, like every once in a while, you might see one just take off to the upside, and if it's usually on the opening where you catch it and put it in a trailing stop, and maybe you make 10, 15, $20, you know, whatever, until it backs up and catches your trail. But you know, sometimes you get some splits, but that doesn't really affect your overall gain unless it jumps. But yeah, just looking around on here, you can see some stuff is continuing to move up. Looks like a lot of oil stocks are. Let's go over here to Mosaic and get a better understanding. This is just a lot easier to look at charts. Once the profit really doesn't matter. I'm just looking to see what direction stuff is going. Once we've committed, we've committed. These ones that you see that don't have any lines on them, they're underwater. So if you look at them, you know, you're not going to, let's see if we can see it. Yeah, it's not on that one. Let's look at CLM. There we go, PVT. Yeah, still way out. SLVO, that should still be way out. They're all paying dividends still though, so that's good. Dude, try to find one that's got a line on it. HIE, oh, there we go. So there's our break even, right? 1203. You look on here, well, $11.99 average price. So we're still about $2 below it, but we're not willing to get rid of anything because why? You look at these numbers down below. Looks like it's increased in dividends the last 2 months, coming up on another payment. So we just keep on, you know, taking away from that average price, even though it's not reflected on this chart. You know that if you've had it for any amount of time in your portfolio, you know, if it's depending what the rate is, this one it's only about 57 cents a year, but you know, you got a substantial amount in there. Probably hit max shares a while back. You know, we're not interested unless it comes back up on the scan, and it has to, the max shares have to change because we could buy more, but the max shares have to show us. So anyways, we'll go down through the list. BOKF, you can see quick in and out, but we're right back in it, trailing it. Now we're just looking to close that position because it's not paying us dividends anymore. It showed one dividend there, but I think that was just kind of like an end of year type deal. They just needed to move some cash out, I guess, for whatever reason. Well, we're just looking to get that cash back in our account and put it into something that's actually can pay us. We have quite a few above water. EVVs is flat. ConocoPhillips. They ain't going to change the rate, so it looks like we're going to have some more up movement in the market maybe. It's a big maybe. Nobody knows. So you just keep, keep doing what you're doing, see what you come up with. Yes, I just paid dividends. Yep. Like I said, we don't know when these are going to hit. I have no idea. But we're always looking to take profit, because we're targeting a yearly's worth amount of dividends on anything that we buy. That might take us 5 years to hit it. Might take us 5 minutes, might 5 days, 5 weeks. Nobody knows, but that's the idea. In the meantime, we collect dividends. But based on the size of the account, that's how we strategize. We do not leverage. Let the market come to us. Something goes against us, we just wait. Got everybody running scared right now. Nobody knows what to do. I know what to do. Take profit. That's what it's all about. I'm just looking around here, see what's happening. See some of the others that we picked up today. AIT, FB. FB we didn't pick up. It's just that's down substantially today. I'm just looking for any big movers. CMP is close. CRF needs to move up some more. TB is still a ways away. A lot of fear out there on the market right now. Oh, let's see what Bitcoin's did. Let's put that other up there and see what we got. So I got about 20 plus minutes. Not a heck of a lot to do. Guess we needed to add in there when we get paid dividends today. Wasn't much. It was like what, 97 cents? Yeah, crazy. At least it was something. It just keeps adding to the total. That's what you're trying to do, is continue to add. Never subtract. Some people say, well, if you lose $20, I don't lose $20. I don't lose money in the market. Whatever money I've got in the market stays in the market. I don't care what happens. I've committed. I'm taking a Warren Buffett approach. I'm not pulling my money out for nothing. You need to get debt free, and then you can you can play like this. I can pull money out of my cash account, you know. I've got 14,000 if I needed to pay an electric bill. I can pull $100 out if I wanted to. But I don't put all my money in one account either. Spread it out. Ooh. It's fun to sit back and watch the money roll in. All you got to do is manage it. Once you get up over 100 positions, you can be, you know, doing pretty well as long as you control your risk. A lot of people want to take that, you know, huge swipe, thinking they're going to check, make sure that's on the scan. It is not. We just let that one go. We get a pretty good push up. Get you to move up. Next biggest mover. Medlink. What they call this thing? Metafast. Get them all mixed up or something. There's Medline, Medilink. Shit. NTAP. WS. Okay, that one was just activated today. Or yesterday. Well, I put a lot of orders in the last 2 days. Everybody would say all-time highs. Why are you buying at all-time highs? It can't go that much further. So I don't know how high it's going to go. Heck, this stock here might go to $100. You never know. But I'm not interested in it. I'm interested in making that small amount of profit, doing it 1,000 times if I need to in 1 month. You know, if I'm going to make $1.60 times 1,000, it's $1,600 in a month. But if you're going to sit on that and wait for it to go to 100, you know, if you get 100 shares, you can make $4 grand, right? But when's that going to happen? How long is it going to take to get to the 100 or 39? So $3,900 on 100 shares. I can make 1,000 in 1 month. Can you tell me when your shit's going to hit? I mean, I have no idea how it's going to go. I don't even know if it's going to hit that limit. But I have a strategy. Multiple occurrences. If you want to learn these occurrences and how it works, just drop me a line at T1 Recon Rider. The advice is free. The scans are not. When you start putting trading profits and dividends together, you'll start to see what I'm talking about. I love to show these deals. Where's that at? love to show stuff like this. This is so far this week, right? We put in 3/17/2021, and what do we got here? So profit so far 17.58, and dividends is only 97 cents, right? Pull this down. All right. So you can see that we're way ahead on predicted, right? Or I'm sorry, on total, actual. That's what we've made so far this month, 1,063, right? This is on these small accounts. This is a combined total. It's not one account. This is combined. I want people to think I'm misleading them. This is combined. So if you want to divide it by 3, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. But this is how much it's made. Okay, just doing multiple occurrences. Other larger accounts, and we're using 10% of max shares here. So if you understand this system, you'll understand how you can scale it up with larger sums of money. But the second you try to, go against your numbers, you're gonna run into trouble. So the predicted is 7%, right? Well, if you just double that number, that's like 900 and what, 64. All right, so 964, that would be 14%, right? So we're over 14% on the month, right? Gain. Now, that's a actual amount of money, okay? And the predicted amount of money that you should have been making was 7% based on this number, these numbers here, and the growth, right? So we're beating it. That's nothing to sneeze at. People don't get it. They don't understand the power. They look at small numbers and they think, oh, I'm never going to get there. It's like, well, if you can make $1,000 in 1 month, basically a cumulative or total of about 1,000 or $120,000 on the accounts total. So you look at, if you're just making $1,000 a month divided by 122,000, right? That's, multiply that by 100. Okay, that's just less than 1%. We'll multiply that by 12 months, right? Times 12, 9.83. That's 10%. That's that, and we're only talking. Where are we at there? Totally lost that thing. Here it is. Okay, so we're at the 17th. So we started on the 25th of February, and so we have we got 15 days worth. So if we have, how many days left in the month? When we do nothing, we've made 10% gain, right? Or 1% on our money overall. So it's in relation to the size of your account. That's how you have to look at these numbers, So you can use whatever predicted values you want, put them in there. You're still going to come up with, you're still going to beat the predicted in a market that's moving. In a market that's staying still, you're not going to have any sells, right? If the market's going down, chances are you're not going to be having any sells, but you still have stocks that are selling. The second you start taking losses, meaning stops, you're predicted, you'll never beat it. Just a fact. Now, how do you get to a point? You have to manage your risk. That means smaller positions. They want you to leverage. They want your money faster. They know that enough people will put in stops that they can make easy money off you in the stock market, just in regular stocks. That's why they don't charge fees anymore. Too many people are brainwashed. You're putting too much money in, at higher prices. We don't know what the highest price is of this stock or any other stock. You have to use some common sense, though. You know, if you're gonna buy something, look at it as products on a shelf at, say, Walmart. So Walmart, how many products do you think Walmart has in there? You know, they might have 10 cans of green beans of great value and 20 cans of, I don't know, Green Giant, Jolly Green Giant, whatever they call that shit. So they have a price on them, right? One they're selling for $1. You're like, well, how can they make any money off something for $1? Well, it's because they sell fucking millions of these damn things. You know, each day, if they're making a small amount of money off of each one, the idea is sell more of them. Same with the stock market. Buy a bunch of them. And how do you do that? You have to scale your account to the size of your portfolio, meaning how much money do you have? If you got $5,000, you scale it to that size, meaning you're not buying very many shares, but you're trying to sell them, right? That's how everybody starts off. If you start from zero, you have to buy one and then you have to sell one. Now, of course, if you're getting them for free, which I don't know how you do that, but you could make 100% profit. It doesn't matter what it is you're selling it for, it'd be 100% if you get it for free. But if you pay $5 for something and you're trying to sell it for 10, maybe you can get that. So you double your money, right? And that sounds great. But what happens with people is they're buying right now at, let's just say, I don't know how many buyers are out there at 61.44 of WS or WBS. So what do they try to do? Well, I want to make 100% of my money. Well, that means you're going to have to go, doesn't matter how many shares you have, it's got to go to 122 or 123. So people ain't thinking right. How about you buy and sell WBS, right, multiple times? You have to have an occurrence. You have to take profit. If you're not taking profit, that money's just sitting there. Now, when it goes against you, yeah, it's still sitting there, but you're getting paid. Too many people, their accounts, they're doing great right now. And man, it's making everybody positive. You know, they're like, oh man, look at all the money I've got. And they're still 10, you know, 5, 10, 15 years, maybe even 20 years from retirement. And they're thinking, man, I got all this money. I'm going to go buy another car. I'm going to buy another house. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go on vacation. So they get themselves in all this debt because they're thinking that they got all this money sitting in that retirement account, that it's never going away. When this market turns, if it ever turns, you're going to see some stuff you've never seen before. You're going to have plenty of people screaming like, the market's fixed, the market's fixed. You know, it's like, no, you're stupid. You know, you're buying stuff when you shouldn't have bought it. Now, I don't have any problem with somebody saying, hey, you know, I want to, you know, take some money out of my retirement account and borrow it or whatever. Some brokerages allow you to do that. But if it's like a 401k or something, you know, you'll pay a penalty. Well, let's just say they have a cash account and they got 50 grand in there and they spend, I really need to go on vacation. I need 10 grand out of there. So they take, you know, they sell something, and whether they take a loss or not doesn't really matter in this situation, but they take that 10 grand out and they go on vacation. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem comes in when you're selling something at a loss. So you bought it with the intention of making money off of it, but you sell something at a loss, then you go on vacation. So you've already hurt yourself, you've hurt your future, and that money is not making money anymore. So whatever you put into the market, you leave in the market. Now, of course, if you have excess liquidity just sitting there, that's the money that you can touch and there's no problem, right? Like if I had to access $1,000 in any one of my 15 accounts, then I can, you know, pull whatever I need out and go do whatever I'm going to do. But once it gets to a certain point, your money outpaces what you can make, right? Just dividends and the number of occurrences. Now, there's other people out there that just say, hey, I inherited $2 million. I'm just going to stick it in the stock market, make 4 or 5%. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a different way of doing things. They can live off that. If you got $1 million at 4%, you're making 40 grand a year, minus your taxes, and that's what you take home. It's simple. But we all don't have $1 million. Maybe one day that the government will hand out $1 million to everybody, and guarantee you 50% of the population would burn through that money in a week. The other 50% wouldn't know what to do with it. It's a lot easier to manage your money than to have to work for it. We got about 4 minutes left. Doesn't look like there's going to be too much action this afternoon. But we always achieve something every day in the market. This day was adding inventory. Well, I like to say accumulation, but it's not actually accumulation in this case, because accumulation would, in terms I'm thinking, is you'd have one particular stock that you're trying to get as big a position in as possible because you work for a financial institution. They say, hey, we need 1.5 million shares. So like, you just can't buy that in one day. So it might take you a couple weeks or a month to get into that position, especially if it's a high price stock. Maybe there's just not enough inventory there for you to do. But we like to keep our inventory based on the size of our account. So you'll see, for the most part, fairly small positions. The ones with the higher positions, you see positions over 100. See up here, this one's got like 595. That's probably been in this account for quite some time. And just happened to get up to that point, and it can probably be removed if they. It's just a time factor. So it looks like we might be able to close this HCAP out, because see, it's not paying us any dividends anymore. It hasn't for, well, like I say, it comes back down here to December for whatever reason. It paid a cash dividend, so that wasn't too bad. What did we make on that? 16 cents times, how many shares we got there? 167. That was like $27, right? Every little bit helps. But it continues to grow this amount down here. Well, the overall account value goes up, but your excess liquidity, so anything that hasn't paid, look at that sucker's running up there. It's going after it, just as we're sitting here watching it. Is it going to hit before the close? Yes. That's interesting. I like to see that happen. When you start seeing this happen, meaning maybe the dividends are going to go up, but it has got to show up on my scan before I'll get involved in it again. So if it closes out, we get that money back in our account, and you'll actually see it increase down here, 14,382. Oh, came back down 10 cents. So it ran up to it and then came right back down. So it may never hit it, you never know. But we know where we sit on it. We're just not going to, we're not going to take a loss. It says, yeah, see it got a high of 860. So it tagged us or printed us, but we're probably down the, what do you call it, on the limit orders. We're probably way down the list. So it is first come, first serve. If you want something to activate, then you got to stay on top of them early. Yeah, getting some positive movement, but you see things that have been around for a while, like this JQC, it's still paying dividends, but it keeps increasing the dividends. See here? Well, kind of up and down. It was even there, then up, down, down. So you never know. But still got 300 shares, 500, 239, 333, or 334. So we're just looking to move a lot of those out. But that's the end of the day in the market. Remember, this is unrealized, right? This is also just on the day, daily profit and loss. It's not an overall unrealized profit and loss. So don't get the two mixed up. It'll cost you. But yeah, other than that, we've had a good day. Remember, you can always find me at Dividend Collection Team on Twitter. I do try to post as many trades as possible for those folks that are on there. I may be following it. But other than that, I'll see you in the morning. Tomorrow's Thursday, the 18th. Have a good night.